Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is Death Battle Day, apparently. This is Sentry versus Superboy Prime. It's Marvel versus DC Comics. I'm gonna be honest, I have nothing but surface level knowledge about either of these worlds, DC or Marvel comic universes. From what I remember, wasn't like Superboy Prime one of the strongest versions of Superman? I don't quite remember. It was like up there. Like, of course, not as strong as like what was it? What was it like Superman 10,000, Superman 1,000,000 or something? The one where he spent thousands of years living on the sun or some shit like that, and got the powers of a god. I have no idea. And Sentry, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. So yeah, if you want to see more death battles, I got a link to the death battle channel in the description below. They have done many death battles. Some of them have been kind of controversial in the results. People claiming they're not doing enough research. I do not know. Again, surface level. But it's fun to watch. So here we go. Sentry versus Superboy Prime. I had no idea what just happened just now.
Sentry versus Superboy Prime.
These two dark supermen prove that sometimes absolute power corrupts absolutely.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I don't think they got weapons. Except their fists.
One superhero stands alone at the peak of Marvel Comics. He's a brilliant scientist and friend to all, the Golden Guardian of Good, the Sentry.
Which makes it all the more mysterious when all of humanity forgot about him, as though he never existed in the first place.
What if
I
the
have
reason
no
we
idea
forgot
who it is.
Sentry is that he wanted to be forgotten?
To save us from himself.
As the story
Okay.
goes, Robbie Reynolds was just
Real name Robbie Reynolds, height 6 feet, exactly. Weight 194, aka the Golden Guardian of Good. Fabio Man? Is that real? Or is it okay, arch enemy of the Void, once drank a leg filled with LSD. What is the context of that? Owner of Watchdog. What is that, an organization?
your average, ordinary high school teen until the day he accidentally drank this super soldier serum.
At that
Okay.
moment, Robbie was imbued with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, becoming one of the strongest superheroes in existence.
Damn.
That's gonna be one hell of a bowel
That's one good superhero serum. Fucking Captain America must have been jealous as fuck of that.
movement. And what better way to use his new powers than to become a sentry to all mankind?
In a never-ending crusade against his devious arch-nemesis, the
The
Void.
Void.
He's got all your classic, I can't believe he's not Kryptonian superpowers, like super strength, speed, durability, and flight.
He can spot you from miles away, or even hear a butterfly sneeze from across the planet.
You butterfly
That is a question. Do butterflies sneeze? I don't think they do, right? I don't think they have the capability to do such things. Because it's like non-essential.
sneeze?
No!
Well, sentry cells absorb and process the sun's
Enhanced strength. Wait, do they say enhanced strength, intelligence, senses, flight, solar energy manipulation, energy blast and waves, force fields, invisibility, sonic powers, telepathy, mind manipulation, memory erasure, teleportation, regeneration, molecular kinesis. I'm assuming that's essentially just controlling every molecule in his body, and reality warping. Oh, maybe not just in his body, but everywhere. What does that say? Superhuman powers. Absorbing potential limitless power from the solar energy. Sentry is superhumanly strong, durable, and intelligent. Generates a powerful energy field, and is capable of flight. His self-doubt manifests itself as the monstrous Void. Oh, so literally created his own supervillain. Okay. Paraphernalia. Sentry uses the Sentinel computer, the clock, or CLOC, high-tech watchtower headquarters, and watch wagon transportation. He's literally using a wagon?
rays, and if he wants to, he can fire that solar energy right back at you in a powerful laser, or bend light away to turn invisible, or
Honestly, he kind of sounds like Superman at the very beginning before he got nerfed, when they just kept giving him superpowers and being able to do a bunch of shit. Wasn't he able to like turn small, like minimize himself and stuff like that in the beginning before they took away like a shit ton of his powers?
Use it to make force fields.
Really, the Sentry can draw power from anywhere and everywhere. When he was forcibly shrunk down to subatomic size, he started pulling energy from the microverse instead. And despite being microscopic, his punches were strong enough to destroy planets, even while holding back.
Sentry can teleport, communicate telepathically, and even read and mess with minds.
He's also a genius with a super brain comparable to Tony Stark and Reed Richards. He's
That is
built
pretty
his
smart.
own watchtower with an advanced AI
Which is
that
kinda
is constantly monitoring
terrifying.
the planet for threats.
Oh, that's even more terrifying.
He's like the Avengers all in one. Why do there even need to be any other superheroes?
Indeed, the Sentry is more than strong enough to take on Marvel's heaviest hitters, like his famous battle with the Green Scar Hulk. Where Black Bolt, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange failed, the Sentry was the only one who stood against the Hulk's full power.
He's also battled Thor, who collapsed an infinite number of timelines into one by clashing
Is that
with
two Thors?
another Thor.
The
Oh, it
Sentry
is.
incredibly fast, too. He can bend space and speed blitz Ares, who can move within plank time, the smallest unit of time possible in our universe.
He's stated to be as fast as the Heralds of Galactus, like the Silver Surfer, who once outraced the multiverse blowing up. The
I'm sorry,
Surfer
what?
flew so fast he went back in time. So you'd think Sentry would be able
Okay,
to
that's
handle some
interesting.
punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry saved people from a burning building, Void would crash an airplane. If Sentry healed a person's broken back, Void would give someone else cancer. What an
that
asshole!
kinda
For
sucks.
every good act the Sentry performs, the Void commits an evil one. Because the truth was, the Sentry and the Void were one and the same.
I kind of got that.
Plot twist. Turns out Sentry's whole origin story was a lie. Robbie Reynolds wasn't a 60s high schooler beating up bullies like some Jack Kirby comic.
In reality,
No?
Bob Reynolds was a schizophrenic meth addict who
Oh.
drank the Sentry serum just to get high. And the Void was, in reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes,
That's
from
interesting.
The Bible, with Moses and the
Wait, I'm gonna go back for a second to take a look at the true background. Real name Robert Bob Reynolds, 6 feet, 194 pounds, aka the Void. Teams: New Avengers, Dark Avengers, Horsemen of Death. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, agoraphobia, and what's agoraphobia? Owner of Leica. I don't know what Leica is. Agoraphobia? I feel like I've heard that before, but I'm not 1,000%. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Agoraphobia. Anxiety disorder characterized by an intense, disproportionate fear of being in situations or places where escape might be difficult. I think I've fucking heard that before. I'm pretty sure I've looked that up before, too. What is Leica?
In reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes, from the Bible, with Moses and the Pharaoh and the dead firstborns. That's him, apparently.
And this being manifests
Why
as
is
the
he-
dark side of Bob's shattered psyche, a villainous alter ego with all of his power. Too much power for any one man to handle. The only
Wait, but it was still a serum that gave him his powers, is what I heard. So Captain America still got to be angry. Come on. He got a superhuman serum, too, and all he can do is... All he got is a little bit stronger, taller, more muscular, and a bit faster. I mean, I would be good with that too, but with all the other superpowers that the Sentry got, like, what the fuck?
only way to destroy the Void was to also destroy the Sentry.
So Bob did something crazy. With help from Reed's tech, he used his own psychic powers to erase himself from everyone's past, present, and future, including his
That's
own.
interesting.
Warping the perception of reality of every single person on the planet. They would no longer remember him or even recognize anything remotely related to him. A picture of the Sentry would still technically exist, but in your mind's eye, including Bob's, it isn't there.
Great.
That's
Everyone knows
interesting.
repressing your problems always makes them better.
But Bob's memories eventually clawed their way back.
Oh,
in part
that
thanks
sucks.
to Norman Osborn,
Of
the
course.
Green Goblin, and
What
his
the fuck did
desire
he
to
do?
somehow control the void. So Norman had the Thunderbolts murder Bob's wife Lindy in order to release, you know, the Angel of Death.
Yeah, try
But
controlling
why,
the
though?
kind of guy who can throw hands with Molecule Man, who somehow is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel. At his peak, he's got almost complete control over the multiverse. So yeah, good luck with that one, Norm.
Molecule Man was
What
another
was the
mentally
plan?
unstable god whose power fluctuates based on their self-confidence. In a way, a sort of kindred spirit to Bob.
It was then that Bob discovered the true source of his own powers.
Which
his
was?
own control over molecules. Yeah, you can do that too.
The Sentry can create
of course
and
he can.
destroy matter on a whim.
Did he just make a werewolf just for
at the
shits?
molecular level, or conjure an entire new reality from scratch, all with just a wave of his hand, like Dr. Manhattan.
He can also regenerate his body from any kind of damage, like being burnt to a skeleton or getting Dr. Manhattan himself.
As long as one single solitary atom remains, the Sentry is unkillable.
And Void's got all of this.
I feel like Superboy Prime don't got this. Infinite tendrils, darkness manipulation, weather manipulation, soul manipulation, pyrokinesis, shape-shifting, dimensional travel, and possession. Huh.
And more, except he doesn't hold back. He can shapeshift, create hurricanes, trap you in darkness, possess your body, and devour your soul.
With his infinite
That's a hell of
tendrils, the Void takes control
an
of a
ability.
victim's mind and tortures them with the memories of past traumas and nightmares.
He killed Loki.
That's a lot
he
of
wrecked
fun.
Asgard. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, and the X-Men teaming up all at once could barely handle him. Void is one of the biggest bads in Marvel. Great fucking job, Norm. I'm something of a moron myself.
The only way forward, the only way
Seriously, what was his plan to, bring him under his own control? Let's see. Feats. Wields the power of 1,000,000 supernovas, equal to Thor and Hulk. Flew light years in seconds. Overloaded absorbing man with his energy. Oh, and you overload a man whose one shtick is absorbing. Then, yeah, you gotta be pretty strong. Void overpowered Doctor Strange and Loki simultaneously. Merged Sentry. Killed a dead Celeste. I am reading that right. This is my glasses. Killed a dead Celestial. What does that mean? How do you kill something that is already dead? Was this a zombie Celestial? Defeated Ares, Loki, Doctor Doom, Blue Marvel, and Molecule Man. Okay. The hell is that? What was his name? Null? The one that created all the symbiotes? Is that who that is?
Bob, to save everyone, including himself, was to do something he never imagined. Let the Void in.
By refusing to repress his darker half anymore, Sentry and Void merged and became stronger than the sum of their parts.
One being, now free to finally live his life without the crushing weight of self-hatred and fear.
Maybe, but this is the Void we're talking about. What if Bob just has a new puppet master who's only letting him think he's in control?
As long as the
knows?
Void exists, it's just another revolution in that same endless cycle. It remains to be seen whether even death itself can break that wheel.
He'll be back. Sentry is
I mean, isn't the Void death itself? Isn't that what they said? I don't know.
gone, but not forgotten. He'll never be forgotten again.
That was quite a
Do
bit.
you believe
I don't
a
know if
man
Superboy
can
Prime's
fly?
got anything
Yeah,
for
Wiz,
that.
within the pages of DC Comics, everyone in their irradiated six-dimensional gorilla mother can do it.
Well, what about in the real world? Not Earth 1 or Earth 2, but our own Earth. Earth Prime.
The Earth of you, me, and Clark Kent.
Name's Kal-El Clark Kent, age 19, height 5'11". You were so close to that 6 foot, my man. I am so sorry. Weight 170, aka Superman Prime Time Trapper. Huh, comic book fanboy. Signature catchphrase, it's prime time. Amazon hired that man.
A totally normal boy from New England who just happened to share a name with that comic book character.
Mere coincidence. That is, until the day Clark took a leap of faith and believed he could fly.
And he did! Surprise, surprise, Clark was actually from the planet Krypton. which apparently exists in our universe now? Anyway, the real
Cool.
Superman, the one from all those comics he loved, showed up just in time to give him the skinny on being Superboy. Wait, he could have chosen me! I believe I can fly!
Bugsy, don't jump off the... Oh.
Oh,
Clark had all your
He's
classic
dead.
Kryptonian powers. Flight, heat vision, microscopic and telescopic sight, Arctic
Mm-hmm.
breath. It was the dream that every little boy had finally come true.
For one boy.
Just in time for his universe, our universe, to be annihilated literally 1 month later in DC Comics Armageddon. The crisis
Oh, well, that
on
sucks.
Infinite Earths. Whiz, we're canonically dead since 1986,
Apparently.
With everyone he knew and loved
I knew I was living in hell.
gone, Clark took shelter in a pocket dimension with other cosmic refugees. Now an anachronism in DC's new, rebooted, post-crisis continuity, Clark was forced to watch as the comics landscape changed before his eyes. As stories became darker and morally complex, as heroes failed to be the paragons of good he saw them as in his childhood.
As someone else
Yeah, they've been
got to be
kind of becoming
Superboy.
assholes.
Some people can't stand change, can't stand to see a world that doesn't look the way it did when they were a child. The day needed to be saved by Superboy, the real Superboy, Superboy Prime.
So he did what any Superboy would do. Punch really hard.
Through
Punched his
dimensions.
way out of the dimension so hard.
Of course
the
he did.
shockwaves rippled through the universe and retconned DC Comics. Superboy was back, and he was gonna fix comic books forever.
Superboo was more impressive. He screamed his way out of a dimension.
Hell yeah!
No matter how many fake heroes got in his way.
Oh shit! Super
Damn, he
John
just
Prime
killing
isn't
people?
Just your ordinary Kryptonian. Oh no, he's pre-crisis.
As in, from before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a time when comics were a bit more comical.
When Superman could sneeze solar systems apart or tow a galaxy of planets behind him like it was nothing.
Or clash
Okay,
with
that's
another
interesting.
Kryptonian so hard, they generated enough power to restore an infinite number of timelines.
Get ready to hear that word a lot.
Infinite?
My favorite is the time Superman flew so fast he broke the light barrier, the time barrier, and even the bonds of infinity.
I'm sorry,
I wonder
what?
if these writers ever imagined this bullshit would feed nerd arguments for the next half century.
Probably
Nothing
not.
I'm complaining. That's how I get paid.
Prime would know he is a self-described power scaler's dream.
Huh. You think he's heard about us?
We can
Probably.
only hope not. As a Kryptonian with an ultra-dense molecular structure, he should also share many of the same resistances, like being transmuted to stone, having his atomic bonds weakened, or getting his energy drained. Kryptonians like Superman can withstand more esoteric attacks.
Well, solar armor, Kryptonian biology, heat vision, X-ray vision, microscopic vision, ice breath, flight, eidetic memory. What does that mean? Super senses, resistances, molecular manipulation, soul manipulations, existence erasure. Huh. Temporal anomaly, retcon punches. I'm tripped to retcon punches. I never thought I'd see that phrase ever in my life, but there it is.
Two, they can actively resist mental attacks by outthinking them, and their souls
Really?
can resist being destroyed.
All thanks to Earth's good old yellow sun fueling his cells. And unlike that post-crisis super fraud who gets weaker without sunlight, Prime's got it covered.
With a suit of armor made from the corpse of the Anti-Monitor, which
Oh,
constantly feeds
okay.
him solar energy.
Made
Literally
from a
wearing
corpse.
the pelt of the monster who destroyed his universe, just to be better and stronger than Superman.
Because that's what he thinks he is. Superman with better feats in scaling. Superman, but real.
It's
Superman,
prime time, baby.
If he was a fucking idiot. Okay, sure, he
Probably.
has the same hyper-efficient brain that all Kryptonians have, but when it came to being a superhero, he was a violent, immature moron.
Exactly what you'd expect from a kid who never grew up and never learned.
Oh. No, I don't like him. He just hurt Krypto. I don't like him. No. I hope he loses. I don't care.
To hold back.
Fuck
Instead
him.
of saving Earth's heroes, he started massacring them. And let's be real, there's a part of him that knows that editorial will just bring them all back eventually.
He's battled the Doom Patrol, Justice Society, Teen Titans, and 3 Flashes at once. He effortlessly murdered an alternate universe Justice League, and even killed his rival, Connor Kent, the new Superboy. Even
Damn.
as other Kryptonians grew in power to become comparable to their pre-crisis iterations, Prime still held an advantage because he never held back.
like the time he tore apart the Monarch's armor, accidentally unleashing the Big Bang in his face, destroying the universe, and he was fine.
Or the time
Of course
the
he
Guardian
was.
of the universe
Why
blew
wouldn't he be?
himself up in an attempt to stop Prime, blasting him into the multiverse atom by atom, and that only made Prime stronger.
Or the time he fought a potential future version of himself who became a god of time. And instead of teaming up, Prime stupidly attacked him and accidentally retconned themselves both out of existence.
Which sent him
I'm sorry, what?
home, back to his original universe, our universe. Except now everyone he knew, his parents, his girlfriend Lori, had been reading his comics.
Oh.
They knew what he had become. And
A
they were
fucking
terrified.
monster.
Once again, forced to watch as his heroes progressed without him, he pored over comic after comic, learning everything about DC,
And a little bit of Marvel.
only to discover his worst possible nightmare.
Not only would he never get to be Superman, he wasn't even a super villain that people liked. Turns
Yeah,
out,
no.
power levels aren't everything.
So, naturally, he flew
Not
to
a hero,
DC
not a
headquarters
villain.
and attacked the people writing
Everybody
his own
fucking hates
comic.
him.
Like some infinitely recursive meta hell.
Prime had become a whiny, petulant, reactionary fanboy. Wiz, you
Like
think
little
he's the guy
bitch.
posting on our Reddit?
And at the peak of his violent temper tantrum, he murdered the Golden Age Superman, the
Ooh.
original Superman. Action Comics #1, the first superhero.
Instead of restoring DC's glorious past, Prime beat it to death. He needed to change.
And that opportunity came when this alternate universe Jokerized Batman Who Laughs threatened to destroy all of
Really?
reality.
Prime was drafted to help save the day, and it turned out he was the only Superboy who could.
Remember that time Prime punched reality so hard he retconned DC Comics?
Yes.
Turns out that was no coincidence. Due to his repeated excursions across the multiverse, Prime became a space-time anomaly, and he slowly learned how to manipulate reality itself with his fists.
I guess you could call it his retcon punch.
At first,
Oh, okay,
its
there you
effects
go.
were
Retcon
random,
punch.
like bringing Jason Todd back to life or restoring
Oh, that
Beast
sucks
Boy's
for him
memory.
so
but
bad.
He started to use it to rewrite continuity to fix the evil universes of the Batman Who Laughs.
Giving them and all the characters inside of them happy endings. In a weird way, that's what
There you
Superman
go.
has always done, right? Punch the bad guys so hard he saves the day.
Prime can punch hard enough to enter the time stream, seemingly exit the comic medium
Okay, feats what? Moved and destroyed planets, tanked the Monarch's Big Bang, reacted to 3 flashes at once, punched his way out of the Phantom Zone, altered DC Comics continuity multiple times, fought Post-Crisis and Golden Age Superman simultaneously and apparently killed them, defeated Black Lanterns, Ion, Mr. I can never say his name. Mitsapixel or something like that? The Darkest Night.
entirely, and even defeat the nigh omnipotent Darkest Knight.
Who was powerful enough to beat Perpetua, the goddess who created all of DC Comics, the whole shebang. And Prime hit the Darkest Night so hard, he erased his entire evil multiverse.
A feat
Damn.
that no one actually saw happen. Prime's first true act of heroism was one that he did selflessly, and it was the first step
Krypto,
toward
you forgive
becoming
him?
a true hero.
The kind of hero that Superman always secretly knew he could be. A hero who could someday get his own issue #1. A hero like, well, Superman.
Maybe one day Prime will truly believe in himself, just like he once believed he could fly.
I know, I still got that asshole deep in
All
him.
right, the battle's about to begin, but first, pitch calls are back. Hey, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz.
And I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick.
And we're reopening matchup pitches on the Death Battle store.
This is a way to meet with Chad and I, the creators of Death Battle, and
Yeah,
pitch
that
your
change in
favorite matchup
voice
to
is
us via
so-
video call.
Yeah, a lot of
Like,
episodes that are being made right
damn.
now are because they were pitched. But to give
For this
each
guy,
pitch
his
the time it
boomstick
needs,
voice and
there's
his
a limited number
actual
available.
voice, holy
They'll
shit.
pick 'em up right
It's
now
so
before they're
jarring.
gone on deathbattle.gg.
That's our website. It's kind of like our own private Patreon with a bunch of extra stuff in every episode of Death Battle ever made.
And if you're a website member, you get first dibs. It'll first be available to Chronicler tier, then Archivist, and so on.
Every purchase directly supports the show. Oh, and members also get a big store discount.
All right, let's get to this battle. But don't forget to grab your pitch on deathbattle.gg.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore all the powers, all the feats, everything, and just hope that Sentry wins, just because Superboy Prime hurt Krypto in that one panel. That's enough for me to root against him. Fuck that guy.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Honestly, I'm probably wrong because of that whole retcon punch bullshit, but I'm still hoping. I'm still hoping.
This city won't last much longer. Quit while you're behind, kid.
Mess up a superhero crossover? No way, dork. Onomatopoeia coming right up.
And you called Sentry a dork. Okay. I feel like that's unfair, but whatever. Was that the Daily Planet?
You're dealing with someone who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns!
Big mistake.
I mean, he took on the Big Bang,
It's
so...
prime time.
It's what?
I know, right? That's such a ridiculous catchphrase. It's not even funny.
Are you kidding me? Another dark Superman fraud? Boring. It's cool when I do it.
No, it's not. Come on, Sentry, get your ass in gear. You hurt a poor super dog.
Please, stop hitting me.
He'll kill you.
I'll kill you to death.
Bye-bye, Bob. It's time to play God.
No, well, that's not good.
Okay, you weren't joking. Definitely a crisis level threat. Luckily, so am I.
Run all you want! If Bob couldn't escape me.
What hope do you have, boy? Afraid of the Dark Clark? What kind of a hero are you? Remind me again, whatever happened to Lori?
No, of course he got his. Of course he ripped his shirt.
There is no happy ending. Not for you. Not for me. Not for anyone else. In the void.
Haven't you ever read a comic book, you big freaking nerd? There's always a happy ending.
Is that the retcon punch? Yep. Yeah, there it is. Just erase the existence of the void.
Bob? You kept talking about the Sentry. Bad dream?
No idea, Lindy. Best sleep I've had in years.
Crisis averted.
Huh. Look at that. Shockingly, this was not a death battle. Essentially just retconned him to be normal? I don't know. At least he's got a wife. Didn't he say he had a kid too? I don't remember, but happy ending. Not for me though. I still need it. He hurt Krypto. I'm still not happy.
I don't think I've ever seen someone beaten to death so wholesomely before.
Let's break this down into
But it
three
didn't die,
chapters:
though.
their strength, intelligence, and powers.
As with any flying brick fight, the first question you gotta answer is, who's stronger?
Prime and Sentry are naturally two of the heaviest hitters in DC and Marvel, more than capable of matching and surpassing Herald-level opponents like Superman and Thor.
Who are both strong enough to create and destroy an infinite number of timelines with their clashes. Just absolute wacky bullshit like that.
So in order to pick a winner, we have to take a close look at the strongest beings they fought: Molecule Man and the Darkest Knight.
Sentry beat the crap out of Molecule Man, but remember, Eminem's power can fluctuate a lot, and when he fought Sentry, he wasn't at his full power. So we
Oh,
can
that
only
kinda
scale
sucks.
this so far.
But Prime overpowered the Darkest Knight after the Mad Bat had absorbed the powers of both Perpetua and, what do you know, Dr. Manhattan.
Of
both
course.
of which alone could threaten all of DC Comics.
And unlike with Molecule Man, there's nothing to suggest the Darkest Knight was holding back. In a straight brawl, Prime takes the edge. edge in strength. But muscles aren't everything. Maybe Sentry could figure out a way around Prime's brawn with his intelligence.
While Prime
I feel like
does
he's
possess
definitely
a super
smarter.
advanced Kryptonian brain, he clearly does not use it to its full
Yeah,
extent.
no.
It's less that he's dumb and more that he's a teenager and has a habit of crashing out.
Doesn't
The
really
Sentry,
think.
on the other hand, has been compared to Tony Stark and Reed Richards, some of the most intelligent people in all of Marvel Comics.
Sure, he mentally struggles with the whole Void thing, which sucks for him, but losing control to the Void only makes him more dangerous.
And as the Merge Sentry, he's operating at his peak, fully in control of his powers. In a test of wits and wills, the Sentry was the more intelligent.
But the main question in this matchup had to do with their batshit insane powers.
With the Sentry's ability to reshape molecular matter and warp perception of reality to such an incredible degree, his powers seem much more
But
versatile
Prime was
than Prime's.
resistant to
Prime may be
against
stronger,
all
but
that, though,
heat
wasn't he?
vision, frost breath, and Kryptonian punches aren't going to do much in the long run.
But he
against
had more
someone who can
resistances,
regenerate
though.
from a single atom.
But pre-crisis Kryptonians have actually resisted having their molecules torn apart before.
Yeah.
And Prime should be no different. So it's not like Sentry was ever going to just Doc Manhattan him away.
Prime could still be worn down. Kryptonians have incredible stamina, but we know that sustained damage will eventually knock them out or kill them.
Unless Prime could find a way around Sentry's insane regeneration, he was toast.
Luckily for Prime, his ability to retcon away your history and mess with your whole timeline was actually something Sentry had no specific resistance to.
Not only that, it was something he's been affected by in the past.
Like the time the Scarlet Witch rewrote all of reality during House of M. Bob's
That
continuity
No More
was
Mutants
rewritten
thing?
like everyone
Is
else's.
it?
Or the time Absorbing Man had the powers of a cosmic cube and warped Sentry's personal reality. Shit, Moonstone literally describes it as a reality punch.
Now, Sentry's
Stupidest
psionic
thing
power
I've ever
could
heard.
theoretically retcon himself from Prime's perception of reality. However, this feat required assistance from Reed Richards, and it's unlikely he could pull it off mid-fight.
Pre-crisis
probably not, huh?
Kryptonians also resist a lot of mind manipulation anyway, so good luck trying.
Now, Prime hasn't
Yeah.
always had the most perfect control over his retcon punch, so he might need more than one blow to finish the job.
But Prime was more than capable of powering through Void's scariest abilities.
Like having his soul eaten or being cut off from sunlight. I guess that edgelord solar armor came in handy after all.
In short, Prime could resist everything Sentry could throw at him, but Sentry couldn't do the same. Prime takes the final edge in powers.
With no way to easily put him down, Prime
Just
would
wish he didn't
eventually
have that
muscle his way
stupid
through
catchphrase,
and retcon
though.
the Void away for good.
Sorry, Bob.
prime time.
Defeat was
Fucking what?
unavoidable.
The winner is Superboy Prime.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, my pizza's here.
The winner is Superboy Prime. Letter to the editors? Oh yeah, I win. That's right. You hack frauds really tried to lowball me, but I checked the clock and it's prime time, baby. Now, personally, that intelligence section was such a gimme. I don't crash out. I'm a
Yes, you
tragic
do.
hero grappling with real, intense emotion.
No, you're just kind of a
Be
dick.
smart anytime I want.
Bullshit.
But anyway, don't subscribe, don't join as a member, don't watch Death Battle, read my comics. Prime out.
I'm gonna be honest, I probably
Next time
won't.
on Death Battle.
Alright, who's next? Is this Aang, the fucking Avatar? Okay, versus... Not sure. Oh, it's the fucking The Traveler? Okay, from Genshin Impact. What the fuck? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really get that far playing Genshin Impact. I lost interest pretty quickly. The fuck can the Traveler do? Okay, that one's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't give a fuck what the Traveler can do. I'm pulling for Aang all the way. Team Avatar, motherfucker. I do not give a damn. But yeah, no. Yeah, that was an interesting death battle. Did not know either of these characters. Superboy Prime is kind of a prime ass. Thankfully Krypto's okay, but I guess Krypto kind of forgave him, but I do not. Krypto is a dog. He is far too loving. And I will be mad for him. So yeah, no. Let me know if you guys predicted well on this one and said, figured out who was going to win. And let me know your predictions on the next one. Avatar Aang versus the Traveler from Genshin Impact. I'm Team Avatar all the way. I don't care. But yeah, no. That's about it from me, guys. So Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.